So we just got in our brand new Klein VDV Commander, what is it, VDV 501 -097 kit on how to test and do different wires and things of that nature for networking. Gonna do a review on it, along with actually hopefully showing us how to use this thing, because I've been looking on the internet and there is absolutely nothing out there that tells you how to go about using this thing. Well, start out with the review. I mean, yeah, it's a little lightweight, but you know, I'm sure it's a toner, it'll work just fine. The case that they put this thing in, oh my god, it's like, how do you can't get it out without sitting in it. Hang on, turn you over here. There. Finally got that out. Okay, so there's that thing's out. Believe me, the case, the thing, you stick that thing in the case and it's not coming out. You gotta really force them out. You know, these are printed on now. They're not little labels. I guess at one time they were labels. Now they're printed on. Got things for your coax, if you're gonna do coax. Of course, they're not BNC, so it makes it kind of tough for us guys that do CCTV, but we got things that we can trace out wires. So anyways, this thought it'd be interesting to see how this goes. One thing I already can tell you is that they put a screw in the back here, so you have to have a Phillips screwdriver in order to take apart the meter to add batteries into it. You know, most of these, yeah, see there's another screw there. Why didn't they just make that with a regular thumb clip so you can change the batteries quick and easy without having a stupid tool? But you know, that's besides the point. We'll find out and we'll go from there. We'll start figuring out how to use this thing and test it and see what it is, because I'm going to go through the manual and we'll learn it just like you guys will. So we've got our quick start guide that they come with the VDV Commander, and you know, they first talk about your LCD screen, how you navigate, and your setup. But one thing you'll want to know if you're a phone guy, one of the very first things it says right there, do not plug an RJ12 directly into the VDV Commander, because your standard RJ12 plug will destroy your meter. So they give you a patch cable. Just exactly what is different on the patch cable compared to the RJ12, I'm sure it's just the size of the plug and the little connectors in there. So if you're a phone guy, don't go sticking your phone wires into there, because apparently it'll damage it. Just get out your real phone tester and test it that way. Get out your butt pack. Now we've powered the thing up, got the 6,000 batteries in the back of it, AA's. And the first thing to do is on the menu here on the guides is they tell you, all right, you want to go in and you want to set up the menu. So we hit this button here and we can scroll using these scroll keys. You know, you can go up or down. So we tell it we want to change this. We hit the side arrow button down there. All right, that gives us where we can change the percentage for something, and I have no idea what the percentage is. So yeah, we got to learn all this, and we can change feet to meters. We know what that is. That's for measuring the length of wires. But apparently, you have to input a 1 foot length of wire of the stuff that you normally use. I do have one known bad wire down here on the ground, which we're going to be checking to see where the bad end is. So we got to figure out how to use this thing and learn all about the setup stuff in here, but it doesn't. So I kind of gave up on the quick start guide and went with the big long guide, which is kind of like the quick start guide in long version, I guess. So exactly what we're changing in this menu, we have no idea, but that is the main menu. You have your Ethernet and your coax and power over Ethernet, which I'm sure will tell us power. And then we have, looks like a little music symbol, I guess. So from some kind of music testing or speaker wires or something. Oh no, that's so we can tone it out. Arrow buttons here. Let's go. Okay, goes to there. And it skips number 6, goes to 4, 5, then back to 6, then to 7, then 8. Okay, I don't know why it does that, but it does. Oh, then it adds 2 tones to the thing, so that's the pairs, I guess. Okay, well that's cute. Let's go back. POE, what's that? I guess let's tell us our voltages. And let's see what this one is. That one's going to be our test there that we're going to use mostly. So yeah, we got to learn all this stuff and figure out what is what. There's lots of... I guess it just takes us directly to what we want to do. Yep. So these buttons here is the same thing as scrolling back and forth like this. So the blue buttons across the top right here, it's the same thing as just scrolling, you know, with your key right there. Just, I guess it's like a quick in. Yep. Oh, what's this? A hole saw. I have no idea what the hole saw thing does. Okay, yeah, that's a hole saw. Don't know what that means. We'll find out. So I've got the just a standard 10-foot long piece of wire here, network cable. We're gonna go ahead and see what this thing does. Now we didn't really read much of the instructions, so we'll just learn as we go. I guess that's the way everybody else is gonna do it. So why not try that? Okay, so we turn it on to the thing there for. We're gonna choose the network cable stuff, which is also got a quick access key right here. Quick access light says okay. So now we'll take and we'll plug it in, and nothing happens. Okay, so if we take and hit the back button, right, and we can tell it go into our thing through quick access, it'll automatically run the test the moment you plug it in. Now if you want to retest it, or if you're, let's say like we just did a second ago, we had this thing undone and we go into the menu here and you plug your wire in, you plug the cable in. All right, so you plug your cable in and you don't have your test. Well, all you do is hit this test button right here, the green check mark, beep, and it runs the test and it says, hey look, it's a good cable, and we know it's 10 feet. Look at it, it says 9.4 feet, so that's pretty darn close. I probably should calibrate it because I know that this thing is 10 feet. So we'll go to the gears up here and we'll go down. See, it says calibrate right there, so we'll calibrate, and it says calibrated. Okay, well, didn't really calibrate. That's the enter button. So let's go back and we'll tell it run the test. And okay, so now it says 9.7, 9.6. So yeah, it's pretty darn close. I mean, I know it's 10 foot long and it's not picking it up at 10 feet, so that's a foot short. But that says it's good. Gives you a brown check mark, what means something. Don't know what the brown check mark means. Oh, I know. Let's try sticking this thing on the end of it. Maybe that's what it's needing. Here we go. There. Stick this thing on. And now I'll rerun the test. Maybe it said it didn't have an end. Oh, there it goes. Now it's got a green check marky thing. Oh, look, pass ID 1. Pass ID. Oh, oops. I hit the button up here. That was, I guess that rechecks it, retests it multiple times. So let's just run one test. Would you stop? There we go. Okay. Yeah, you hit that button there. Apparently it just keeps retesting until the batteries go dead. So I'll tell it to test it once. And it says good. Now we'll grab out the known bad cable here. It's over here. So let's get this known bad cable. All right. So we got the known bad cable, and we're gonna plug this thing in here. It's hard to do one-handed and nobody to help run cameras. So, okay, plug that in, and we're gonna tell it run the test. Now there's no end on the thing, and I know it's a bad cable. Okay, so we know it's a bad cable, and what does it tell us? It says, roughly 40 feet out, there's a break in the wire. says pairs found, fail, fail, fail. I'm gonna go ahead and stick the little tracer thingy on. I'll go out there and I gotta go way out in the back over there and back 40 and stick this thing on, then we'll run the test. Now we have taken and stuck the cable tester end, 100 and some 200 feet away. Let's see if it gives us a different reading on this when we run the test on this thing. Okay, it still shows we failed, and it still shows that it's split somewhere about 40 feet away. The cable's broken 40 feet away, according to that. At least, as far as I can tell, that's what it's telling me. Let's go ahead and plug it in the other end and see if we can figure out where it's broken. So we're out here in the back 40 in the shed, and the cable, it runs up across the back around this tree over there and goes around the stuff over there and then heads up into the server room. So let's see what happens when we run the test from here. So it says we're about 232 feet away, and that has an open air of 164 feet away. So how it comes up with those, I'm not sure. We'll have to learn more about this thing and figure it out, but we do know that this is a bad cable for sure. I mean, I was tracing it down and I know it's a bad cable. So yeah, there we go. Let's dig further into this thing. Now we've walked into the room of horrors here. This is our little wannabe server room thing. We've got a bunch of computers and crap laying around here. And we've got this thing currently plugged back into the back of the Hikvision NVR. We want to check the PoE on, see what kind of power it's doing. So we'll use the quick access button up here, or no, let's just do it this way. We'll push that button there, which moves it over, then we'll push the enter button. And this is the PoE test. So it says that 10 base T, half duplex, full duplex, 100 base. So currently it's connected at 100 base. And we're waiting to see what the power is on these things. It's testing power. Still testing power. There it is. So it says we got 1295 watt max and 51.7 volts minimum load and maximum load. Let's try another PoE. Now what I've done, I've taken my cord here and I've plugged it into the giant mess of stuff back there. Yes, I know the cords are a disaster. If you want to fix them, come on over. You're more than welcome to make them look all pretty like they do over here. I just haven't had time to mess with it. So let's test this one, because this is a PoE injector. Yes, I know your camera's disconnected. This is the PoE injector now. Let's see what this one is. So it's currently, this is currently disconnected from the network. So it should show us that it doesn't go anywhere very fast, but it should show us the power, which is what we're interested in. Okay. So it says 46.9 volts and 25 watts of power there. So that's what we were after, because it's not currently connected to the network. I could connect it in and run a test then. Alright, now I've got the thing connected to a network. It's connected up into the back of back up into here, and it goes to the rest of the network, which is all over through here and this disaster and stuff up there. Let's see what that does. So run the test. So now it should come up. There it is. Now it's testing power. And that says it's good. So, oh, and by the way, the thing that looks like a little hole saw down there, that's actually not a hole saw. What that is, that's coax. I only have a few coax left to test, so we'll throw it on there and check coax, see how that works. In the kit, not only do you get the tool, but they also give you one of these things here. It's a Type F adapter, and it screws up into the top of the tool. So now we can test our regular old television line. Except for one thing, if you're doing CCTV, we use B and C connectors. So there's no way to get the B and C connector on it. So you'll need to have a Type F to B and C female. So we'll connect Type F to B and C female, and now we can stick it on there. Now let's see what kind of test results we get with this thing. Alright, now we've got our coax line from one of the televisions or monitors connected into the back of this thing here. Let's see what it says for a test. So we hit that button. And okay, it says it failed. Well, of course it is, because it's shorted on the other end because it's plugged into a monitor. And it says my cable's 112 feet long. So okay. So that's good, I guess. So like most everything else in the world of CCTV, when you're going from the old school coax cable to run it in new tools that test new stuff, you have to have adapters and adapters to adapt to the adapter to get it to the B and C. So you always have to have adapters laying around, which, you know, is a pain in the butt. And I'm so glad we are migrating away from coax. So let's see what happens now when we run the test on the coax wire with the thing plugged in here. Okay, yeah, that says that's a regular network cable, so we hit this button here, which is a coax test, and look at that, it says it passed. It says it's 3.4 feet. Well, that's not quite 3.4 feet because I didn't calibrate it. You have to calibrate it to get your foot length, so now we need to go through and calibrate. Damn it. All right, so let's go back here, go up here to the gears. I guess go down one, maybe. All right, let's go down one and tell it calibrate 3 to 10 feet. It's a 1 foot lead. Come on, really? Calibrate. Okay, well, I guess we'll see what it says now. So we'll try it again. It still says 3.7 feet. But at least it shows it passes. Now let's take and plug in a I know. Yeah, let's still do it. Let's get one of these. Let's get one of these little beauties out. Look at that. This is a ground loop isolator. So let's see what happens when we plug this in. All right, now we've put our Vicon ground loop isolator on the system here. We'll run the test one more time to see what it shows. And it shows fail, shorted. Okay. Well, we know that's not shorted because that's the way in. I don't know, maybe it doesn't like that. Let's flip it around and see. All right, now we've flipped around our isolator, so the out goes to the thing there. Test it again. Still says fail. All right, so let's try plugging this thing into the end of it. But of course, now we have to have female to female, so we have to have another adapter. God, I hate coax. We'll test this one more time. Now we got adapter on adapter on adapter on adapter to get it to there to say out, which I'm sure will probably say that it failed. Yep, failed. Let's try flipping it around one more time. Now we've flipped it around one more time, in and out, out and in, and hit the button. And it still shows fail, shorted at the end. Yeah, okay. So apparently it doesn't like having isolators on there. So it doesn't like having the isolator, and that just without the end of this thing here, without that thing on there, apparently it just comes back with the length of your cable. Let's run the test one more time here. Yep. So you got to have a little tracer dealy, ND bobber dooley on there to get it to pass on your coax. Of course, like I said, the coax length, that is not 3 feet or 4 foot. So there's that. Now, I don't know what else we can do. We got a telephone. Oh, yeah. Let's plug it into the telephone and see what the hell we get there. All right. Using their specified special adapter jack, we've plugged it into the telephone. Who knows if it'll catch on fire now. Voltage detected. Yep. it doesn't like that. Alrighty, so that's kind of the end of the quick tour of this thing here, as much as we figured out. Apparently it doesn't like being plugged into the telephone. I mean, it runs at 48 volts AC, and it rings on 120. So if you're holding on to a telephone line and the telephone rings, get ready to grab your shorts, because it's going to give you a little tingle. So yeah, this thing, it's pretty cool. It works out. It feels, the yellow plastic there feels like recycled bottle caps, just that they threw a bunch of yellow in there. It has a rubber case on it that it's kind of nice. It's got a little clippy thing for the rubber case. It should have I wish they had a deal that flipped out and stood up like a fluke meter does, but I wasn't about to pay the money for a fluke meter. But it pretty much gets me where I want to go, and I got to figure out the rest of it. So, till then, we'll talk to you guys later. This is Marty the Surveillance Guy saying, keep an eye out.